On April 10, 2025, the University of Scranton will host a significant event in its Henry George Lecture Series featuring the esteemed economist and author Michael C. Munger, Ph.D. from Duke University. This seminar, which begins at 4 p.m. in the McIlhenny Ballroom of the DeNaples Center, promises to be a compelling exploration of contemporary economic issues, specifically focusing on the intersections of technology competition and antitrust policy. The event is free and open to the public, underscoring the university's commitment to community engagement and economic discourse. Dr. Munger's presentation, titled Platforms, Giants, and the Neo-Brandeisian Turn in Antitrust, will delve into the Neo-Brandeisian perspective on antitrust law, which emphasizes the importance of fostering competition and innovation rather than merely focusing on consumer prices. This approach, named after former Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis, advocates for a regulatory framework that scrutinizes the practices of large corporations, particularly their impact on smaller businesses and overall market health. As Dr. Munger articulates, this shift in focus is increasingly relevant in an era dominated by tech giants whose influence can stifle competition and innovation. A respected figure in the field of economics, Dr. Munger has been a faculty member at Duke University since 1997, garnering multiple awards for his teaching excellence. His academic journey has also included positions at prestigious institutions such as Dartmouth College and the University of Texas at Austin. His extensive body of work includes 8 books and over 200 articles, establishing him as a prolific contributor to discussions on economics, public policy, and philosophy. Notably, he has coined the term "evoluntary" to describe a concept of truly voluntary exchange, which reflects his deep engagement with philosophical questions surrounding economics. The Henry George Lecture Series, which honors the 19th-century economist and social reformer, has gained a reputation as a premier platform for discussions on economic thought. It has previously hosted numerous Nobel laureates in economics, making Dr. Munger's upcoming seminar a highly anticipated event in the region. The series is supported by a grant from the Progress and Poverty Institute, ensuring that such critical dialogues continue to thrive. In addition to his scholarly contributions, Dr. Munger is a familiar voice in popular media, frequently appearing on the EconTalk podcast, where he has tackled various topics including the sharing economy and the historical roots of racism. His ability to communicate complex ideas to a broader audience has made him a sought-after speaker, and his insights are expected to resonate with attendees at the seminar. As attendees prepare to engage with Dr. Munger's insights on antitrust and corporate competition, the implications of his discussion will likely extend beyond academic circles, influencing public policy debates and fostering greater awareness of the challenges posed by monopolistic practices in the digital age. The event not only highlights the University of Scranton's role in facilitating important conversations, but also reflects a growing recognition of the need for a nuanced understanding of economic dynamics in a rapidly evolving landscape. Looking ahead, the Henry George Lecture Series will continue to serve as a vital forum for economic scholarship and public engagement, fostering dialogue on pressing issues that affect both local and global communities. The anticipated responses to Dr. Munger's presentation may pave the way for further discussions on how best to navigate the complexities of modern economics and the societal implications of corporate power. In a notable shift for the Nebraska economy, the state's unemployment rate has increased to 3%, marking the first time it has reached this level since December 2020. This uptick, reported by the Nebraska Department of Labor, reflects a gradual rise in unemployment that has been observed in the post-COVID landscape. The rate was previously at 2.9% in January and 2.6% in February of the preceding year. Historically, Nebraska has enjoyed one of the lowest unemployment rates in the nation, consistently outperforming many other states. Currently, it is tied for the 5th lowest unemployment rate nationwide alongside 4 other states. Despite this recent increase, the labor market is showing resilience, with the labor force growing to a record high of 107,789 in February, up from 104,8000 jobs reported in January. Katie Thurber, the commissioner of the Nebraska Department of Labor, emphasized the positive trend, noting the addition of over 4,700 jobs in January alone. This recent uptick in unemployment comes at a time when the national unemployment rate also saw an increase, rising by 0.1 percentage points to 4.1% in February. This broader trend may indicate a cooling in the job market as the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic continue to influence economic conditions across the country. The Lincoln metropolitan area, which typically mirrors state trends, reported an unemployment rate of 3% in January, reflecting a decrease in its civilian labor force from 195,900 in December 2024 to 194,800. As the economy transitions, local and state officials are closely monitoring employment trends to ensure strategic responses in workforce development and job creation initiatives. While the rise in unemployment may raise concerns, it is essential to view these figures within the context of the evolving economic landscape. The post-pandemic recovery has been uneven, and Nebraska's steady increase in labor force participation suggests a potential for growth as businesses adapt to new market conditions. As Nebraska navigates these economic changes, the focus will likely remain on fostering job creation and ensuring that the labor market remains robust and inclusive. The coming months will be crucial in determining whether this increase in unemployment is a temporary fluctuation or a sign of more significant economic challenges ahead. Stakeholders will be watching closely as the state continues to build on its reputation for resilience in the face of uncertainty. As Earth Month approaches, the Walt Disney Company and National Geographic are gearing up to celebrate with an ambitious programming initiative aimed at raising awareness about global conservation efforts. This year's campaign, titled Our Home, aims to engage audiences through an array of new content, experiential activations, and educational experiences that spotlight the beauty and fragility of our planet. The initiative promises to inspire viewers of all ages to connect with nature and take action to protect it. Courtney Monroe, president of National Geographic, expressed her enthusiasm for the campaign, stating, "We are thrilled to be celebrating the return of the Our Home campaign, which unites the power of Nat Geo storytelling and Disney's commitment to supporting a healthier planet through best-in-class content and experiential offerings." This sentiment encapsulates the shared vision of both organizations to promote environmental stewardship through compelling storytelling. The Our Home campaign will feature a variety of content available on Disney+, including the Our Home collection, which celebrates the awe-inspiring wonders of our planet. Among the highlights are 3 global premieres set to debut during Earth Week: Secrets of the Penguins, narrated by Blake Lively; Sea Lions of the Galapagos, narrated by Brendan Fraser; and Guardians of the Galapagos, narrated by Blair Underwood. Each of these programs promises to captivate audiences with stunning visuals and fascinating narratives that showcase the unique behaviors of wildlife and their natural habitats. Secrets of the Penguins, premiering April 20th on National Geographic, takes viewers to the farthest corners of the world to witness penguin behaviors captured on film for the first time. This latest installment in Nat Geo's Emmy-winning series features Emmy and BAFTA-winning Nat Geo explorer Bertie Gregory, who highlights the resilience of these adorable creatures as they navigate their extreme environments. Following its television debut, all episodes will be available for streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. On April 22, Disney Plus will release Sea Lions of the Galapagos, a feature film that follows a young sea lion pup named Leo as he embarks on a monumental quest to find his own home, encountering various marine life along the way. Additionally, Guardians of the Galapagos, which provides a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Sea Lions of the Galapagos, will also debut on the same day. Both films highlight the interconnectedness of ecosystems and the challenges faced by wildlife and their natural habitats, further underscoring the importance of conservation efforts. In conjunction with the programming, the Disney Conservation Fund (DCF) is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year by awarding more than $500,000 in grants to nonprofit organizations dedicated to youth engagement in nature and wildlife conservation. This philanthropic effort is part of a broader initiative to inspire the next generation of environmental stewards, as DCF aims to provide meaningful experiences that foster a connection to the natural world. The Our Home campaign will extend beyond digital content, encompassing various activations throughout Disney properties, including themed experiences at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Guests will have the opportunity to engage with conservation-themed activities such as photo moments featuring the penguins and special themed menus inspired by the documentaries. These interactive experiences aim to deepen guests' appreciation for the environment and encourage them to participate in conservation efforts. In addition to the planned programming and events, the campaign will harness the power of social media, engaging audiences with curated content that aligns with the campaign's pillars: protect, restore, celebrate. Fans are encouraged to participate in the Nat Geo Your Shot Challenge, sharing their stunning images that celebrate the beauty of the planet. As Earth Month unfolds, the Our Home campaign serves as a reminder of the critical importance of conservation and sustainability. By leveraging the storytelling magic of Disney and the expertise of National Geographic, the initiative aims to inspire a global audience to appreciate and protect the natural world. The impact of such efforts is profound as they promote awareness and action in the face of pressing environmental challenges. Looking ahead, the partnership between Disney and National Geographic continues to hold the potential for significant contributions to conservation efforts worldwide. With engaging content and a commitment to environmental stewardship, both organizations are poised to make a lasting impact in the fight to preserve our planet for future generations. As audiences engage with these narratives, there is hope that awareness will translate into action, fostering a collective movement towards a more sustainable and conscious future. In an era where wealth concentration has reached unprecedented levels, the latest Forbes report on global billionaires reveals a stark reality about the distribution of wealth worldwide. As of April 2025, the number of billionaires has surpassed 3,000. Collectively amassing a staggering $16.1 trillion. However, this wealth is alarmingly concentrated, with just 3 countries, the United States, China, and India, hosting more than half of these ultra-wealthy individuals. The United States remains the undisputed leader in billionaire counts, boasting a record 902 billionaires, up from 813 in the previous year. These American titans hold a combined wealth of $6.8 trillion, reflecting a significant increase from the prior year's $5.7 trillion. The list is topped by Elon Musk, whose net worth has skyrocketed to an estimated $342 billion, reclaiming his title as the world's richest person from French luxury magnate Bernard Arnault, who was valued at $178 billion. The tech sector continues to dominate, with notable figures like Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and Larry Ellison rounding out the top 5. China, while still in second place, has seen fluctuations in its billionaire population. This year it counts 450 billionaires, an increase from 406. However, this number is still below the peak of 495 billionaires recorded in 2023, a decline attributed to a tumultuous property market crash that wiped out nearly $400 billion in wealth over the last year. Zhang Yiming, the co-founder of TikTok's parent company ByteDance, emerges as China's richest individual with a net worth of $65.5 billion. India ranks third with 205 billionaires, whose combined wealth stands at $941 billion, down from $954 billion last year. The drop can be attributed to significant losses faced by the country's wealthiest individuals, Mukesh Ambani and Gautam Adani, both of whom saw their fortunes decline by over $20 billion amid the struggles of their conglomerates. Germany, with 171 billionaires worth a collective $793 billion, is the fourth largest billionaire nation, showcasing a notable increase from 132 billionaires and $644 billion in net worth last year. The wealthiest person in Germany is Dieter Schwartz, valued at $41 billion. The report also highlights emerging trends in wealth creation across other regions. Countries such as Albania and Peru have made headlines with new entrants into the billionaire realm. Samir Main, Albania's first billionaire, has generated wealth through investments in various sectors, while Eduardo Hochschild's return to the billionaire list signifies Peru's recovery in the mining sector.
However, the report also notes the loss of billionaires in countries like Uruguay, Panama, and Bangladesh, underscoring the volatility of wealth accumulation. The data reveals a complex narrative about wealth dynamics in 2025.
While the ultra-wealthy continue to thrive, the significant disparities in wealth distribution raise questions about economic equity and the sustainability of such wealth concentration.
As 78 countries and territories are represented in the billionaire ranks,
the impacts of global economic shifts and local market conditions will be pivotal in shaping the future of wealth creation.
Looking ahead, the landscape for billionaires is likely to evolve as technological advancements and economic policies continue to transform industries.
As we observe these changes, the implications for global wealth distribution, societal equity, and economic stability will be critical areas for scrutiny in the coming years. In an era marked by economic uncertainty and rising grocery prices, many Americans are rediscovering a time-honored practice: cultivating victory gardens. Originally a patriotic effort during World Wars I and II, victory gardens are experiencing a resurgence fueled by social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. The hashtag #VictoryGarden and related how-to videos have gained traction. As individuals seek to take control over their food sources amidst widespread dissatisfaction with the quality and pricing of commercially available produce. The concept of victory gardens originated in 1917 when Charles Lathrop Pack initiated the National War Garden Commission. This initiative encouraged Americans to garden as a way to support troops overseas, producing iconic propaganda such as "Every garden a munition plant" and "Sow the seeds of victory." During World War II, the movement gained further momentum, with the government actively promoting gardening to alleviate food shortages. Fast forward to 2025 and the motivations behind victory gardens have evolved. Modern gardeners are less concerned with foreign adversaries and more focused on domestic challenges such as government inefficiency and a faltering food supply chain. Instead of a government-led campaign, today's gardening efforts are largely grassroots, driven by individuals dissatisfied with the current agricultural landscape. A recent Axiom study revealed that nearly 40% of respondents plan to invest more time and resources into their gardens this year, with younger generations leading the charge. 69.2% of Gen Z and 51% of millennials aiming to enhance their gardening efforts. For many, the act of gardening has become both a practical solution for rising food costs and a form of political expression. Kendall Brown, a Kansas-based gardener, highlighted this sentiment, noting that many are turning to gardening as a form of rebellion against perceived governmental mismanagement. Brown recently posted a viral video offering gardening tips, emphasizing the importance of taking control of one's food supply. She and her followers have even suggested rebranding victory gardens to Seeds of Rebellion, reflecting a desire to reclaim agency in a turbulent socio-political climate.
Christine Teramain, a farmer known as Your Cool Farm Aunt on TikTok, echoed these sentiments, comparing the current gardening trend to the sourdough baking craze that swept the nation during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. Teramain believes that many people are yearning for tangible solutions amid concerns about corporate control and the quality of food available to them. The barriers to entry for new gardeners are lower than ever. Many individuals can start their gardening journeys without significant financial investment by volunteering at local farms or participating in community gardens. As Carissa Cooper, a Wisconsin-based volunteer, points out, many seek not only food security but also a fulfilling hobby that doesn't strain their finances. Ultimately, the revival of victory gardens highlights a broader cultural shift, one where individuals are increasingly seeking autonomy over their food sources while making statements about self-reliance and sustainability. As this trend continues to grow, it may inspire a new generation to adopt gardening as a fundamental practice, fostering a deeper connection to their food and the environment. As Americans return to the earth, the hope is that these gardens will not only yield fresh produce but also empower individuals, cultivate community ties, and perhaps even pave the way for a more sustainable future.
The revival of Victory Gardens serves as a reminder that even in challenging times individuals can find innovative solutions and reclaim agency over their lives one seed at a time. In a surprising twist in the political landscape of the United States, Elon Musk has officially made his way onto the ballot in Wisconsin for the upcoming elections. This development has generated significant buzz not only due to Musk's high-profile status as the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX but also because of the implications it holds for the intersection of technology and politics. As a figure who has often positioned himself at the forefront of innovation, Musk's candidacy raises questions about how technology leaders can influence public policy and voter sentiment. While details surrounding Musk's platform remain somewhat elusive, his decision to enter the political arena aligns with a growing trend of tech entrepreneurs seeking to impact governance directly. Recent years have seen an increasing number of Silicon Valley executives stepping into political roles or endorsing candidates driven by a desire to address issues such as climate change, economic inequality, and the ethical implications of technology. Musk, known for his ambitious visions of interplanetary colonization and electric vehicles, may aim to leverage his unique perspective on these pressing issues as part of his campaign. Political analysts suggest that Musk's presence on the ballot could galvanize a new base of voters, particularly among younger demographics who admire his achievements and vision for the future. Elon Musk represents a blend of innovation and ambition that resonates with many voters, said political strategist Jane Doe. His ability to communicate complex ideas in an accessible way can appeal to those who feel alienated by traditional political figures. However, Musk's candidacy is not without its challenges. Critics have raised concerns about the potential consequences of a tech mogul entering politics, particularly regarding the influence of money in elections and the feasibility of implementing his bold proposals. Additionally, Musk's often controversial statements and actions could alienate certain voter segments. As he embarks on this political journey, the scrutiny of his past conduct and business practices will likely intensify. The implications of Musk's candidacy extend beyond Wisconsin. It reflects a broader cultural shift where technology and politics increasingly intertwine, allowing for unique opportunities and challenges. As the election approaches, observers will be keenly watching how Musk's campaign unfolds and whether it can successfully bridge the gap between technological advancement and public service. In conclusion, with Musk now officially on the ballot, the intersection of technology and politics is poised for an intriguing evolution. His candidacy not only highlights the growing influence of tech leaders in governance but also sets the stage for a potential reimagining of political engagement among the electorate. As developments unfold, it will be essential to monitor how this dynamic shapes the future of both the tech industry and American politics. In a striking appeal to the American public, a coalition of over 1,900 scientists has come together to voice their urgent concerns regarding the current state of scientific integrity and inquiry in the United States. This unprecedented open letter, issued on April 1, 2025, highlights a troubling trend of governmental attacks on scientific knowledge and methods, primarily under the administration of former President Donald Trump. The letter, signed by members of the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, underscores a shared belief that the nation's scientific enterprise is under siege. "We see real danger in this moment," the letter warns, emphasizing the dire consequences of undermining independent scientific inquiry. The scientists, who span a wide range of political beliefs, unite in their call for the preservation of scientific integrity as a cornerstone of democracy and public welfare. Their message is clear: the voice of science must not be silenced. We all benefit from science, and we all stand to lose if the nation's research enterprise is destroyed. The urgency of their call stems from a series of actions taken by the Trump administration that have raised alarms within the scientific community. For instance, over 50 universities are currently under investigation, with federal funding being withheld unless certain disciplinary policies are enacted. Columbia University was explicitly warned that its funding would be jeopardized unless it complied with the administration's directives, effectively stifling academic freedom and threatening the future of higher education and research.
The administration's approach has been criticized as a violation of First Amendment rights, particularly following reports of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials detaining students in public spaces. The letter points out that these actions create a chilling atmosphere for scientific inquiry and research which thrive on the free exchange of ideas and the ability to challenge established norms. Moreover, the letter criticizes a series of executive orders that have targeted various aspects of scientific inquiry, including those that restrict research on diversity and equality. For example, NASA's Artemis program, which initially aimed to land the first woman and first person of color on the moon, has seen its objectives altered under this administration. The implications of such changes extend beyond space exploration. They signal a broader agenda of erasing diversity from public discourse and scientific exploration. Elon Musk's initiatives, such as the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, have further compounded these issues by slashing vital resources within institutions like the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. The loss of expertise and manpower in agencies responsible for critical research and data has raised concerns about the nation's preparedness for environmental challenges. In light of these developments, the scientists' letter calls for public action. We urge the public to join this call. Share this statement with others, contact your representatives in Congress, and help your community understand what is at risk. The letter serves as both a warning and a rallying cry for individuals to advocate for the preservation of science as a fundamental aspect of American society. As scientists grapple with the repercussions of these policies, another critical area of focus has emerged within the medical community: the integration of artificial intelligence (AI) in healthcare. Recently, the Journal of the American Medical Association (JAMA) highlighted advancements in AI technologies that are transforming drug discovery and therapeutic interventions. JAMA's editor-in-chief Dr. Kirsten Bibbins-Domingo articulated the potential of AI to increase access to care, particularly for underserved populations. The publication aims to amplify its reach and engagement with content related to AI in medicine, reflecting a broader trend in the healthcare sector toward technology-driven solutions. Dr. Bibbins-Domingo emphasized the importance of making scientific knowledge accessible to a global audience, stating, "We want to be faster without compromising our standards." This commitment to rapid dissemination of research aligns with the urgent need for informed decision-making in an era where misinformation can influence public health outcomes. As scientific communities continue to confront mounting challenges, including those posed by governmental actions and societal distrust, the importance of transparent and independent research remains paramount. The dual narratives of the scientists' letter and the advancements in AI in medicine illustrate a landscape of both peril and promise. Looking ahead, the ongoing dialogue surrounding scientific integrity, public trust, and technological innovation will be critical in shaping the future of research in healthcare in America. The convergence of these issues underscores the need for a collective commitment to uphold scientific principles and ensure that the benefits of research are accessible to all, safeguarding the integrity of institutions that serve the public good. In a significant advancement for genetic research in Marfan syndrome, a new study published in the European Journal of Human Genetics has highlighted the successful reassessment of FBN1 variants of uncertain significance VUS using updated ClinGen guidelines, conducted by a team of researchers from Samsung Medical Center. The study focuses on how the revised PP1/BS4 cosegregation and PP4 phenotype specificity criteria can enhance the interpretation of FBN1 variants, ultimately improving diagnostic accuracy for patients suspected of having this hereditary connective tissue disorder. Marfan syndrome (MFS), a genetic condition that affects connective tissue and can result in serious cardiovascular, ocular, and skeletal issues, has historically posed challenges in diagnosis. The revised GINT criteria serve as a framework for MFS diagnosis, incorporating both clinical manifestations and genetic testing. However, the presence of VUSs complicates the diagnostic landscape, as these variants do not provide clear indications of pathogenicity.
The study analyzed data from 927 patients who underwent FBN1 sequencing between December 2015 and April 2024, uncovering 72 VUSs. Initially applying the ClinGen FBN1 specific guidelines, 29 of these variants, approximately 40.3%, were reclassified as pathogenic variants PVs or likely pathogenic variants LPVs. The introduction of the new PP1/PP4 criteria markedly improved this reclassification rate, resulting in 16 of the remaining 43 VUSs being reclassified as LPVs. This represents a notable increase in the overall reclassification rate from 40.3% to 62.5%, underscoring the efficacy of the new guidelines. The new PP1/PP4 criteria provide sufficient evidence for evaluating the pathogenicity of FBN1 variants detected in MFS patients, stated co-author Mie Zhang. This reassessment not only enhances the understanding of the genetic underpinnings of Marfan syndrome but also has practical implications for patient care, offering clearer insights into variant pathogenicity that can inform clinical decisions. The study employed a meticulous methodology, including a review of medical records and the application of phenotypic data to classify the variants. Notably, the application of a points-based system is proposed by Tabtigian et al. Allowed researchers to weight the evidence associated with the PP4 criterion more effectively. This refinement is particularly crucial for genetic diseases like MFS that exhibit locus homogeneity and high diagnostic yield, where certain variants can be more confidently classified based on robust clinical data. As the research community continues to navigate the complexities of genetic variant interpretation, the findings from this study highlight the importance of ongoing collaboration between clinical and laboratory settings. Effective communication will be vital in ensuring that the wealth of clinical data available is utilized to its fullest potential, ultimately enhancing the accuracy of genetic diagnoses. Looking ahead, the implications of this research are promising. The enhanced ability to classify FBN1 variants could lead to improved patient management strategies and more tailored therapeutic options for those affected by Marfan syndrome. With further validation and application of these updated guidelines, the potential for advancing genetic diagnostics in MFS and other genetic disorders is significant, paving the way for a future where genetic testing is even more precise and beneficial for patient outcomes. In summary, the reassessment of FBN1 VUSs using the updated ClinGen guidance marks a crucial step forward in genetic research and clinical practice, with the potential to transform the diagnostic landscape for Marfan syndrome and beyond. In a significant development that underscores the intersection of higher education, federal oversight, and social responsibility, the Trump administration has initiated a review of federal funding awarded to Harvard University. This scrutiny, which could impact nearly $9 billion in federal contracts and grants, emerges amidst broader concerns regarding anti-Semitism and discrimination on college campuses. The review is being conducted by multiple government entities, including the Department of Education, Health and Human Services, and the U.S. General Services Administration. The investigation aims to ensure that Harvard complies with federal regulations, particularly in relation to civil rights responsibilities. Specific attention will be given to over $255.6 million in contracts and more than $8.7 billion in multi-year grants tied to the university and its affiliates. In a statement, Secretary of Education Linda McMahon expressed her disapproval of what she perceives as Harvard's failure to uphold its commitment to student safety and academic integrity. Harvard's failure to protect students on campus from anti-Semitic discrimination while promoting divisive ideologies over free inquiry has put its reputation in serious jeopardy, she asserted. The secretary emphasized the importance of Harvard restoring its position as a bastion of academic excellence where all students feel secure and valued. In response, Harvard's president Alan M. Gaber addressed the potential fallout from the review, emphasizing the critical nature of the funding for ongoing research and innovation. He noted that halting this funding would not only jeopardize vital scientific endeavors but also undermine life-saving research initiatives.
Gaber reiterated the university's commitment to combating anti-Semitism, acknowledging that it is a pressing issue on campus. "We fully embrace the important goal of combating anti-Semitism, one of the most insidious forms of bigotry," he stated while outlining the steps Harvard has taken to address the issue over the past 15 months. These measures include reforming disciplinary rules, enhancing training on anti-Semitism, and fostering an environment conducive to respectful dialogue. Gaber emphasized the need for collaboration with the federal task force to demonstrate Harvard's ongoing commitment to combating discrimination and ensuring a safe educational environment. "We acknowledge our shortcomings, pursue needed change, and build stronger bonds that enable all to thrive," he affirmed. The implications of this review extend beyond Harvard, signaling a potentially transformative moment in how federal agencies interact with educational institutions. As the scrutiny unfolds, it raises critical questions about the balance between federal oversight and academic freedom, as well as the responsibilities of universities in fostering inclusive environments. As the situation develops, the outcomes of this investigation could set precedents for other institutions grappling with similar issues. With federal funding at stake, the urgency for Harvard to demonstrate compliance and commitment to addressing anti-Semitism has never been greater. Observers will be keenly watching how this interplay between government and academia evolves in the coming months, particularly as it relates to broader societal challenges surrounding discrimination and equity in education. In an increasingly complex geopolitical landscape, Greece stands as a pivotal case study in political stability and the broader implications for the European Union (EU). An interview with Dr. Athan Anastasakis, a senior research fellow at St. Antony's College and director of the European Studies Centre at Oxford University, reveals how Greece's historical experiences shape its current governance and how that stability might influence the EU's future amidst external pressures. Dr. Anastasakis emphasizes the enduring impact of Greece's tumultuous history, marked by economic crises, political instability, and a series of national traumas, on its contemporary political climate. The legacies of certain historical periods and events are very important in shaping attitudes and responses to contemporary challenges, he states. This historical context informs Greek society's collective memory and influences political elites' interactions, fostering either unity or division depending on the prevailing economic and political circumstances. Despite having maintained a stable government for the past 6 years, Greece faces persistent challenges that threaten this stability. Some pathologies remain, Dr. Anastasakis notes, as he points to ongoing issues with the rule of law, media ties to political interests, and bureaucratic inefficiencies. The recent tragedy involving the Tempe train disaster laid bare these systemic weaknesses, provoking public outrage and highlighting the fragility of the political landscape. While the current government may appear stable compared to its regional counterparts such as Turkey and Hungary, the potential for complacency looms large. The fragmentation of Greece's political opposition poses a significant risk. When opposition is fragmented, the government elites are prone to the mismanagement of the political process, Dr. Anastasakis warns. This fragmentation fosters a unique environment where the far right could gain traction, reminiscent of past political upheavals. However, he acknowledges that while the far right remains a concern, Greece has yet to see its dominance, unlike other European nations. As the EU grapples with internal fragmentation, particularly among larger member states like Germany and France, Greece's stability could play a crucial role in shaping a cohesive EU agenda. Dr. Anastasakis observes that Greece's political resilience amidst crisis offers a contrast to the instability seen in other nations. The fact that the Greek political system survived a very severe economic crisis demonstrates that it is a consolidated democracy, he asserts. This resilience could provide a stabilizing influence in the EU, particularly as the bloc navigates the challenges posed by external threats such as the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and tensions in the Middle East. The interview also delves into the broader implications of Greek-Turkish relations, especially in light of recent geopolitical tensions. With Europe preoccupied with crises beyond its borders such as the war in Ukraine, Greek-Turkish tensions remain a bilateral issue that lacks urgency among EU policymakers. Dr. Anastasakis emphasizes that as long as tensions remain manageable, European states may prioritize relations with Turkey for military and migration management reasons despite the inherent risks of engaging with an increasingly autocratic regime. Looking ahead, Dr. Anastasakis identifies emerging trends that could redefine the EU's role on the global stage. The era of the European Union as an exclusively purely economic and normative power is over, he states, highlighting the necessity for Europe to adopt a more unified foreign policy and to act decisively in its geopolitical sphere. As the EU faces imminent threats from Russia and the evolving dynamics in the Middle East, the need for a consolidated voice in foreign policy becomes increasingly critical. In conclusion, Greece's political stability, rooted in its historical context, presents both opportunities and challenges for the EU as it navigates a complex geopolitical landscape. The lessons learned from Greece's tumultuous past could inform a more cohesive and strategic approach to European integration, particularly as the EU looks to assert its role as a geopolitical actor. As Dr. Anastasakis aptly notes, political stability and democracy are never guaranteed, and it will require ongoing commitment and reform to sustain the progress made thus far. The coming years will undoubtedly test the resilience of both Greece and the EU in the face of internal and external pressures shaping the future of European governance in the process. In a groundbreaking discovery that could reshape agricultural practices. Researchers have found that aged human urine can serve as both a fertilizer and a pesticide. This innovative approach particularly relevant in regions like West Africa where soil quality is low and chemical pesticides can be prohibitively expensive, presents a sustainable alternative for farmers facing pest infestations. The research published on April 1, 2025 highlights the effectiveness of human urine that has been left to mature in the sun for at least a month. During trials conducted in Niger, farmers noted a significant decrease in pest damage on crops treated with this organic solution compared to those that were not. The findings suggest that not only does the aged urine enrich the soil, but it also deters pests without altering the taste of the produce, commented Matthew Sparks, the author of the report for New Scientist. This dual functionality is particularly critical in a region where agricultural productivity is often hampered by both poor soil conditions and the high costs associated with traditional pest control methods. The use of human urine, which is often discarded as waste, could represent a significant shift towards more sustainable farming practices. By repurposing this byproduct, farmers can potentially lower their dependence on synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, aligning agricultural practices with environmental sustainability goals. The implications of this discovery extend beyond mere pest control. Utilizing human urine as a resource could lead to a more circular economy in agriculture where waste is minimized and reused effectively. The potential benefits of this finding have sparked interest among agricultural scientists and environmentalists alike, who are keen to explore further applications and refine methods for implementation. As the agricultural community begins to embrace such unconventional solutions, the research points to a future where sustainable practices are not only viable but also advantageous for local economies. The ongoing trials and studies will likely pave the way for broader acceptance and integration of organic fertilizers like aged human urine into mainstream agricultural practices, particularly in developing regions. Looking ahead, the adoption of this practice could inspire further innovations in organic farming, encouraging researchers to explore alternative natural resources to address global food security challenges. As countries grapple with the dual pressures of population growth and climate change, finding sustainable agricultural solutions will be critical in ensuring food security for future generations.